All right, and we're back here with Viking Vibes, the St. Joseph by the Sea Experience, a podcast dedicated to all things going on at St. Joe's. We are here today for another student spotlight, and we're very happy to have with us Mr. Matthew Circosta. Matthew, welcome.
Thank you.
Matt is a graduate from the class of 2023, just recently graduated, and Matt is going to be attending the University of Notre Dame. Congratulations, brother.
Thank you so much.
So we want to ask a few questions, but before we get into the details, talk a little bit about your past and where you came from in elementary school and how you got to sea.
Yeah, before I came to C, I went to PS42, and then I went to middle school at I-75. I-75, I think it was a good school, prepared me pretty well to get into high school. Everything changed when I went to St. Joseph by the Sea.
Well, that's good, because I'm assuming it changed for the better since you're going to one of the top
change.
colleges in the country. So it did something right. So talk about the transition, freshman year. What was it like getting acclimated to the new building, the new friends, the new everything?
As soon as you walk in that building, you're greeted by teachers and fellow classmates that are going to be in your grade and in the grade above you with the brother and sister program. It's an instant family that you gain. As soon as you get enrolled there, you gain a whole nother family besides for the one at home.
That's awesome. And now talk a little bit about two different experiences. So I want to talk about academics, and then I want to talk about extracurriculars. So give me a little bit of an overview about the academics, because we all know that people say it's hard and you got to study for 300 hours a day and you can't go outside, you can't join football teams. So talk about the academics and what you were involved with.
At some points, they're strenuous, but the hard work you put in now is going to help you so much later. They're not like going to occupy your entire time. It teaches you to manage your time, and you will always have time to do whatever you want outside of school or even in school, just not academics.
So talk a little bit about non-academic stuff. You didn't really tell me what you were involved with. What were you involved with academically? I know you were involved with some programs.
Yeah, I was in ISR in the morning. It was a specialized homeroom. We would do research. I know we were doing like testing different chemicals and a whole bunch of things on planaria to see the effect. Maybe it would help us figure out what's good and bad for us humans in the future. Just the classes themselves were so involved and wouldn't occupy your entire time, but while you were there, you would learn such valuable information.
Now, we're talking about ISR, and there's going to be folks listening and watching who have no idea what this means. So the Institute for Scientific Research, kind of paint me a visual of what it is, because we're not talking about like a microscope and a slide like I had when I went to sea. What do we got? What kind of technology do we have?
The technology that we have at St. Joseph by the Sea is beyond anything I've ever seen. Even in colleges, it compares to things or even beats things in some colleges. We have electron microscopes that are thousands and thousands of dollars. Not even just putting a price on it, but it's just so rare to have the facilities that we have there. And it prepares you so much for what you're going to see in the future, and gives you an edge on other students from other schools and even other students from colleges.
Right. And now the person who's spearheading that program isn't just a professor. She is an adjunct professor at Columbia University. So
yes, Dr. G.
Talk about Dr. G, having access to someone of her caliber.
I love Dr. G. She's a great person. And beyond that, she has so much experience in the world. And she has so much experience dealing with and helping with preparing students for the future. She's just the best person fit for the job, and I love her.
We were lucky. We had her. She was one of the first people to be on the show, so we were happy that she joined us. But yeah, she's fantastic. So now that's the world of academics. Let's talk about outside of academics. What were you involved with?
I was a member of the Holy Name Society, working with charities, physically working with charities, not just handing the money and whatever they want to do with it.
Seeing what was being done.
Yeah, you would physically work on what's being done. We would do fundraisers and help raising money, but then we'd keep that money and turn it into physical things like presents or food drives, presents during Christmas, and all those things. You would have a true purpose in what you're doing, and you would know what's happening.
That's awesome. So C has a really robust college program. So talk a little bit about the college program, how you were able to receive credits, if you did receive credits, and how it prepared you.
Yeah, I received 53 college credits at St. Joseph by the Sea.
53 college credits. Imagine that. That's unbelievable.
I think that's equivalent to, 2.5 years in college.
And you didn't have to do anything extra, right? Just to be clear.
No extra classes, nothing. It was all during my time at school, my regular schedule. It's so helpful. Even if you can't use the credits to get out of classes in college, just being familiar with the topics and familiar with the information that you were learning there just gives you, again, an advantage against other people who are seeing it for the first time.
And now talk about the elephant in the room. Talk about Notre Dame. Let's hear all about it.
Notre Dame.
Talk about the excitement of getting that email, and then where you are now, and you're going to leave soon. So give us like a whole scenario of the excitement and everything that it is to be going to one of the top colleges in the country.
Yeah, when I received that email, I didn't even know that I was going to receive the email that day. I had no clue what was happening. It just showed up in my inbox.
That would be me. I didn't go to Notre Dame, but that'd be something I would do. Like I didn't know.
I saw it. I was ecstatic. I really was. But again, I didn't really want to go there. necessarily.
Okay.
I wanted to stay around me and around my family and stay home. But when I went to go visit there, it was a completely different world. It was like nothing I've ever seen before. And it reminded me of St. Joseph by the Sea in college form,
Really?
honestly. Yeah.
You're allowed, first of all, you're allowed to feel happy. Because I know sometimes when people say things like whether it's an achievement or an award, it's hard to talk about yourself, but you should be very proud. You should be extremely proud of what you did. So what did it mean to your family?
Oh, they were more excited than me, honestly. They were.
But that's how it should be, right? Because now you've worked so hard and you've gotten to where you're going to be, and now they're proud. They get to walk around and say, my kid goes to Notre Dame, which is really what it's all about. No, I'm just kidding. But so talk a little bit about now where we are. So we just had a beautiful graduation ceremony. You guys graduated outside on the field at St. Joe's in June. Right now, at the filming of this episode, we're in mid-August. So when do you leave and what are the next steps?
I leave the 17th and I move in the 18th. And the next steps are just trying to get accustomed to life outside of just going to St. Joseph by the Sea and even life outside of Staten Island and being here.
Right. You have to readjust a little. And what are you going to study?
I want to be a dentist.
So that's awesome. You want to be a dentist. You're going to the University of Notre Dame to study. That's an amazing thing, a huge achievement. So congratulations to you and to your family.
Thank
now
you.
talk a little bit about how you feel C played a role in getting you to where you are today.
I think that they played a tremendous role in where I am today. Honestly, they helped prepare me for college. They help prepare you to getting into colleges. And even before that, they just expose you to material that you're going to see in college. And even if I know some people don't want to go to college, but just the experience itself is something that'll mold you into a better person.
And talk about the friendships, right? Because high school is supposed to be fun. People forget that. A lot of times people forget that. Talk about the fun. Talk about the experiences you had.
Especially in my senior year, we would have, you would get a bunch of students gathered together and just literally have pure fun with them. We would have bounce houses or little games and activities that we would do with each other. You'd get to know each other better. And I promise by the end of your 4 years there, you will know at least 95% of the students there, if not all.
Which is great. Because it's the biggest little school, right? Because there are a lot of kids, but yet it's like a big family and everybody knows each other. So it kind of goes both ways. So you had a great experience. Talk a little bit about, because there's going to be, hopefully people watching and listening to this may not be familiar with St. Joe's, may have younger students or be young right now and be looking at high schools. So what are some words of wisdom or some advice you can give? And not specifically related to St. Joe's, but just words of wisdom that if you could have told yourself in 8th grade, Matt, this is what I'm looking for in a high school. What would you tell an 8th grade student right now looking for high school?
I think the biggest thing is to take what you're interested in and make sure that the high school you're looking at has the proper facilities for you that you want to expand upon. Yeah, so I think you need to make sure that they have a huge variety of options you could be exposed to. And maybe the things you like at the point of coming into high school might not be the things that you want to pursue always. You want to be exposed to many things and pick your favorites.
And any words of wisdom or advice you can give to kids who are coming out of a public elementary school? Because I know you came out of a public elementary school, and I know that sometimes that's a difficult transition to make. So any words of wisdom you could tell someone who might be coming out of a public school that's interested in going to St. Joe's?
I think that you would need to embrace your new family that you're going to make. Embrace it, and honestly, it's for the better. It really is. When you go to a private school, I think that you have a much more personal connection to your teachers, the faculty, the staff, and your fellow students. I think it's a great thing.
So once again, thank you to Matt Circosta for being here with us on this Student Spotlight edition of Viking Vibes, the St. Joseph by the Sea experience. We wish you nothing but luck and success in the future. Come back and visit. And for everybody else who is watching or listening, we encourage you to subscribe and share this content.